Shemai and welcome. Today's vlog comes from the very heart of Scotland, where Columbia have challenged me to head into the Central Highlands to spend a night in one of Scotland's most haunted and remote bothies. So, let's get into it. So the bothy in question is Ben Alder, and it's situated on the shores of Loch Ericht beneath the mountain of Ben Alder. Now the nearest road is 8.5 miles away to the south. It's on the shores of Loch Rannoch, and that is where I'm starting. I parked just next to Rannoch Lodge, and the trail in is a 14-kilometre route. Now apparently 12 kilometres of this is on a sort of gravel bridleway forestry track, and for that reason I bought the Noble Steed, my little gravel bike, to try and speed up the entry into the bothy. Now, it is a crisp autumn morning, the sun is out, however we have just come off the back of Storm Babbitt, so I'm a little concerned how damp and boggy the ground's going to be, and also I've got to cross a couple of rivers, so hopefully they're not too high. The pack is super heavy, so that's going to make the bike ride slightly uncomfortable. Anyway, let's get going. So I have made it to Ben Alder Bothy. In total it was around 14.5 kilometres and took me around 2 hours and 15 minutes. That was a lot of faffing with the drone and with the camera, but the bike saved a huge amount of time and I would recommend it. First 12k or so is gravel bridleway, fire track road, really easy. However, if I'd walked it, it would have been quite boring and very time consuming, so glad I bought the bike. Last 2k, I ditched the bike against a fence, locked it up, and it is quite boggy and marshy. However, I did follow the edge of the loch in sections, but it is beautiful. Look at this view, absolutely stunning. Now I have been inside the bothy, no one in there. It's made up of two parts. The wooden section is closed off, but the stone section is constantly open. Inside, there are 3 rooms. The middle room is 2 bunk beds with a small window, very dark. Left hand side, there is a single bed, fireplace and window, and then the other side is a stone floor with another window, but not much going on, kind of the cooking area. Like I said, pretty dark, but limited windows, and the light isn't great this time of year. Right, I'm going to settle in, have a bit of food, do a bit of filming, and then try and get up Ben Alder this afternoon as the weather is clearing. Let's go. So I'm standing just off the summit of Ben Alder. Took me just over 2 hours to get up here, and it was around 5.5 kilometers. Now, the summit sits at 1,148 meters. It's the 25th highest Monroe and the 33rd highest mountain in the UK. The name means Hill of the Rocky Place, and from the summit you are granted incredible panoramic views. You can see to the Cairngorms, Glencoe, the Moors, and all the way up the highlands. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, as you can probably see, there is a huge band of cloud rolling in, even though that side is completely clear. It is about an hour till sunset, so I'm going to get myself off this mountain and back down to the Bothy. Let's go. So let's chat about the Bothy. Ben Alder Cottage, as it is officially known, is renowned as being one of the most remote, but also one of the most haunted bothies in Scotland. It was last inhabited back in 1918, and there were two major stories that have led to the Bothy being known as being haunted. The first was the story of a lady who got driven here during a storm, went mad and ate her daughter, and was seen roaming the moors. That was a lie, as it was made up by the owners to stop people staying here. And then secondly, and more recently, there was rumours of a man who hung himself from the rafters, but that was quashed by the family of the man, who said he died peacefully in his bed. And so that has been dispelled, that myth. However, there's still many stories online in the forums about this place. Poltergeists, things flying across the room, doors swinging open, and lots of creepy noises outside. Now, that doesn't fill me with confidence. I've not had a deep read of the Bothy book because I don't really want to set my mind racing, but if anything is going to keep me up tonight, it is the stags. It is rutting season, and they are going for it like the clappers. My lord, they are loud, moaning all over the place. However, vibes so far, pretty good. I mean, there's complimentary crocs, can't beat that, and there was some firewood left here, so lucky for me, I got it to myself, or you could see that as unlucky. But yeah, so far so good. I'm going to settle down, got the fire going, going to get some food on, steak ramen, absolutely delicious, and then I'm going to settle in and hopefully get myself a nice cozy night's sleep. We'll see.
packed up, ready to go. I had some breakfast this morning outside in the sunshine. It was absolutely glorious, and made a few Bothy friends, so to speak of, when I was faffing around with some fancy dress. Breda! Breda! No, Ron, no! Yeah, all in all, a pretty good night's sleep, despite hearing some rather strange noises. There was a bit of scratching, and I'm sure I heard footsteps outside the Bothy. Nothing inside though, I've got to say, there was no ghostly activity going on. No doors blowing open, no music playing. I did put that small little table against the door, so if anyone did come bursting in, it was going to make a huge racket. A lot of rutting from the deer. I did go outside at one point, and there was one just across the river, and it did get very cold after the fire went out, so very grateful I had this jacket with the old Omni-Heat technology. I did give the Bothy book a read, mostly positive stories, the odd one or two haunted ones didn't help reading it before I went to bed, but there was also a lot of stories of mice, so that's what the scratching could be, so be warned. But yeah, all in all, delightful stay here, pretty cozy, and a Bothy I definitely recommend coming to. It takes a bit of effort to get here, but certainly worth it, and it's certainly worth making the trip up to Ben Alder afterwards. Anyway, that's it for me. Once again, thank you to Columbia for making this video possible. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it useful. Until next time, diolch yn fawr.